Podium over to SANDEEP ALLAM, as I mentioned, the creator of the INDY Big Data Conference, the CEO of ST Logics and ST Big Data, among many other interests, and more important to me, my dear friend, SANDEEP ALLAM.
Thank you, Christine. It's really a pleasure to see you all here, dedicating one of your valuable business days to the INDY Big Data Conference, or version 2.0, as I like to call it. I gave my friend Christine a challenge that was to elevate this conference to the next level. And looking around, that's been done. A big round of applause to Christine. We are now in a bigger venue in the Indiana Convention Center with a jam-packed exhibit hall full of sponsors representing different business services. And also, we have a participation from the national sponsors for this year, and it itself is a big accomplishment. As many of you already know, we have received extensive media coverage for this conference, not just from local level, but regionally, nationally, and even internationally. So what we have today for you at this INDY Big Data Conference is truly phenomenal. Many of you have noticed big data has become an overused buzzword, but the definition of what it really means and how it impacts us is still very important. It's not a new term. We all had data from a very long time, and actually generating more as we speak. Since we have been using big data within our companies and communities and having our own experiences, I thought doing a conference about this topic was a good idea. And I believe more and more companies and individuals are seeing a future in the big data. As an example, Indiana University now offers a master's degree in big data. So it's no longer just a term, it's a way of life for many. As you all know, IT skills and the tech community is evolving every day, so it's becoming tougher and tougher to keep up. This conference is a way to get 1 year's worth of big data updates all in one big day. Data innovates and provides insights in all layers of an organization. Putting buzzwords like big data aside, it's a big opportunity because the technology to analyze is here. However, it's not being used in full potential. We're calling this conference 2.0, but you can also say big data is on 2.0 and is gearing up for the next generation, that is big data 3.0. So what are all these versions about? When big data 1.0 first came on the scene, it was largely technology-driven event. For the first time in history, computing power enabled to capture and analyze huge amounts of data with millions or even billions of data points. But the problem was these encompassed data points did not neatly fit on X and Y axis of a traditional Excel spreadsheet. These large amounts of data confused average business users. So you really needed a data analyst or a data scientist to analyze this data. This is when the Big Data 2.0, which introduced machine learning capabilities, natural language processing, and sentiment analysis technologies. For example, translating the data about what customers are writing on ratings section of Amazon.com might not tell you the customer's true story. For instance, a customer gave a 3-star rating for a smartphone on Amazon.com. That is because of a slow delivery time, but that may not tell you the whole story because the customer was actually thrilled with the smartphone. This is where the Big Data 3.0 comes in. The version is poised to deliver the big data's promise. That is, yielding insights from raw data analysis and accurately interpreting sentiment or human responses. But are we all ready for Big Data 3.0? Some of you in this room might be just getting started with Big Data 1.0, that is, processing large amounts of data. So how do you make the leap to the next version and the next? I titled the speech, Big Data 2.0, Emotions versus Numbers, because one of the biggest challenges is convincing people not to trust their judgment. How many of you rely on your gut to make a decision? Numbers hold magic. But few people get that. So which one do you trust? A computer-driven algorithm. ST Big Data recently did a big data analytics study for an insurance company that wanted to find out why some of its customers were leaving. Its team of wise men with years of industry experience believed that when a homeowner's insurance premium increased, the customer would cancel both auto and home policies since they were sold together. Was this an accurate assumption? It was our job to prove it. Our data scientists analyzed customer churn information but did not back up the wise men's hypothesis. Only 11% of the insurance customers whose homeowners' rates went up canceled their auto policies too. Numbers don't lie. Of course, those are the cases where the data you're analyzing is bad or inaccurate. So that's really another story. I'm sure someone else in this conference will talk about adage, garbage in, garbage out. So the point I'm making is that by putting all the technology advances aside, it still takes human insight to guide accurate results. Algorithms provide better outcomes than a hunch, but don't forget who creates these algorithms. It is by humans like you and me. So it really takes a combination of both to achieve successful data insights. Big Data 1.0 or 3.0, that's why we are all here today, to find out how best to get data-driven results to forecast trends and profits. So without further ado, let's meet the experts who came to share their experiences and success stories. So thank you again for coming to the INDY Big Data Conference 2015.
So now it is